Back at it.
Wow. Episode 7.
Episode 7.
Dude, we're cranking these out.
We are cranking these out. What's crazy is we started doing this the first time that we dropped it. It was what? Like May? Middle of May, I
Middle of
think we
May.
started?
It was middle of May. Yeah, that sounds about right.
And
yeah.
here we are now, beginning of August, episode 7. I feel like you were doing a lot of traveling for a little bit. And so we kind of got off schedule for a bit, right? Enjoying the summer, doing what you got to do. But now we're back at it. We're grinding.
Grinding, bro. I swear.
I feel like we just did 5, then we just did 6 again. Here we are, episode 7. New location. For the YouTube viewers, you're seeing a new location.
Yes.
I think we might have found the bread and butter when we're recording at your place.
I think we did.
This is money.
Dude, this is the spot. This is the spot. This is my second bedroom that we turned into an office / podcast space
studio.
though.
This
Studio
is a podcast
now.
studio. Like, it's really nice. It's clean.
Yeah, I
I
it.
like that it's more concise. I feel like when we're recording in the living room, it's kind of like open. It's kind of all over the place. But this is just like tight, focused. Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
We got the prompt screen up
Everything's
here.
good, bro.
Lights, focused.
Yes.
Episode 7. We are here.
We're here.
So talk to me. You've had a very busy last, let's say, 24, 30 hours.
Yes.
What's going on with you?
I'm hungover.
Somebody's a little hung though. You know what I mean?
I am extremely hungover. we went out last night with a couple of Christina's friends. Shout out Emma and Riley. Really good people. They live in Batavia. Christina knows them from college. We've gotten to know them. Let me backtrack. I've gotten to know them over the last year. They're really good people. They live 15 minutes down the road from us. So we went out last night. Downtown Geneva, 3rd Street.
Super nice. Geneva is very nice.
I love Geneva. I love it. And I don't love how I'm feeling. And to be honest, I'm, it's one of those days you got to just push through.
Yeah.
We all have it. We all have those moments. I had this thought in my head where like, fuck, I don't want to record today. I don't. If I'm being honest, if I'm being transparent, I don't want to record. But we're here. We're here. It's one of those things that we have to do.
We are both men of our word, and we committed to the Saturday doing episode 7.
We did.
And we also have a commitment to the listeners, too, of keeping on pace and, staying ahead of our schedule, which we wanted to do. But I wanted to say, I know you're hungover. You still crushed it. You got your workout this morning.
Yes, sir.
Despite how you're feeling.
Doesn't
I
matter.
kind of feel you're hungover, and then you wake up and you look outside, and it's raining. That just added a super gloomy start to your day, but you know what? You did what you had to do. You got it going. We're sitting here. Vibes are high. Every time we get together, the vibes are high.
Always.
And I was just ready because honestly, driving over here, I was kind of thinking the same thing. I was like, fuck, it's been raining all day. Mentally, I'm just kind of tired. I just ate some food, kind of wanted to take a nap. It was just kind of one of those days. And then right when we linked up, came up here, saw how you had everything set up in here. I was like, fuck yeah. Let's get this going. Let's turn it on. I'm charged up.
Dude, I know. And that's what I love about our relationship because we could have a down moment, but the moment we see each other, it's like, dude, we're back.
We're back up, and we always hold each other accountable too.
Always do. And that's why I appreciate our relationship, and we're gonna do some good shit in this world. I'm
100%.
fucking excited, man.
Let's
I'm
get to
excited.
it.
Let's get to it, bro. Let's jump right in, bro.
I got a question for you.
Oh, here we go. Let's see it.
I know everybody has been seeing it online.
Yes.
But I got a question for you. Who is Bobbi Althoff? Who is she? I know who she is. I know you know who she is. And I know Tina knows who she is.
Yeah.
But this is a question for everybody. Who is Bobbi Althoff and where did she come from?
Seriously.
Literally out of nowhere. People are saying industry plant, alien, who is it? Because all of a sudden you start a podcast. I think she said in her most recent episode with Mark Cuban, which is crazy, by the way.
How?
Had the billionaire Mark Cuban sitting on the floor of like a warehouse,
It's her
oil
fourth-
and just like dust and everything everywhere. You have him sitting on the ground, but you got him on the podcast. You had Drake, and then Lil Yachty, and you just started. I think Cuban was like episode 5 or 6 because she did have another guy who I'd never heard of, and then she had the Armani Blanco guy on there. And I think Drake was episode 3, Yachty 4, and then Cuban 5.
Sounds right.
Which is a crazy solid list, and you just started? Wow.
Props
And
to
I'm
her,
not going to
though.
lie to you. I did not know who she was until she dropped the episode with Drake. I watched every second of it. Hilarious. I watched every second of the Yachty one and the Cuban one. Like, she's on a roll.
She is.
I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the dry humor. Because did you watch the one with Drake?
Dude, I watched The whole thing.
The whole thing.
It's so funny.
Where she was kind of
so
playing aloof, like, I don't know your music. I don't know who Tyga is. All of this is like, come on, honey. You're like, what, 25, 26, a little bit younger than me. You know who these people are.
She knows.
But I think that's the humor, and that's the character she's playing, and she played it perfectly.
She did
and
a
the
good
banter
job.
back and forth, especially with Yachty, that one had me rolling. Yachty is hilarious. You said it right before we started recording. I think he's underrated on his humor and just how like comedic he is. He's so quick, so witty. But Bobbi Althoff, you are crushing it. Maybe get her on the pod.
Shout out Bobbi Althoff.
Shout out Bobbi Althoff. I think
she'd be a good addition to the podcast. So Bobbi, if you're ever listening to the Boyz for Life podcast, we love you. We respect what you're doing. We know what you're doing, and we respect the hell out of it.
I love it.
I love it too.
Very entertaining, honestly,
dude. If you don't, if you haven't seen her, type in Bobbi Althoff with an I, and she is hysterical.
It's like who's going to be her next guest? Is it going to be Bezos? Is it going to be Elon Musk? Who's Andrew Tate?
Donnie Trump?
I don't know. Trump?
Who knows?
Who is it going to be? That is crazy. But I thought it was hilarious because I just watched the Mark Cuban one. I think came out like a day or two ago, and I was watching it. I was like, why are they on the ground? But I guess like apparently Mark Cuban didn't want to do it at the house because he's got kids and stuff, and they would kind of be, you know, a little bit weird about why are these people at the house.
Yeah.
So then like last minute, she just like rented out this warehouse and literally had the billionaire and she were just sitting on the ground. His feet were dirty as fuck. Her socks were dirty as all get out. But you know what? I love it. They actually had a great conversation, great banter back and forth. And whatever she's doing, man. So maybe next time we should just rent out a warehouse space, screw the home office.
Fuck it.
Get our feet extremely dirty and just go for it.
Why not? Works for Bobbi. Why can't
Works
it work
for Bobbi.
us?
Why can't it work for the Boyz for Life?
The Boyz for Life, baby. Dude, I that's a great question though. Like you said, who is she? She came out of nowhere. She had to hit the ground running. Just kind of said fuck it, just went in, just kind of similarly to what the Boyz did. We just said fuck it, went for the podcast.
You got to go for it.
You know, she has a little bit more pull than we do, clearly. Right?
I think so.
And that's okay.
Well, I think she blew up. I would say, correct me if you're wrong, but I don't really know her backstory. So maybe the viewers and the listeners could let us know. I think she blew up on TikTok.
I think so.
I think she's like a TikTok. I think she's got some kind of fame on TikTok.
She does.
And then she just went for the podcast because, I mean, podcasts are blowing up nowadays. And now she's crushing it. I'm pretty sure on her episode with Drake like looked up her on Instagram and she had like 500K followers. I'm pretty sure now she's at like 1.3 mil.
She's at 1.4.
1.4.
I checked today.
1.4.
1.4.
Absolutely skyrocketing, and I love it.
I
love it. I'm a supporter.
100%.
I love anybody that goes after their dreams and you just do what you got to do.
Amen, man.
Which is exactly what those Cubbies are doing right now.
Yes,
we
dude.
just had it on the TV before we started. The best record in the MLB since the All-Star break. Who would have thunk it? Especially how the season started.
Yes.
Wow.
15-7 since the All-Star break. They went on an 8-game win streak that allow them to remove some of their guys on them who are on the trade market. Marcus Stroman, Cody Bellinger, some of the top guys that I love. I'm stoked. And
they're keeping them, right?
Dude, they're keeping them. I'm so happy.
Big Belly?
Big Belly, dude. I love Belly. I love that's also Christina's favorite Cubs player this year. I love Belly. He's a good dude. I like it because it's a year he has to prove it. Mm-hmm. He signed a 1-year, $17 million deal. The guy's gonna get paid next year.
Show us what you got.
He's showing it. You're right. But I love how they went on that 8-game win streak because it made Jed Hoyer in the front office be like, fuck, we got to make a decision here, bro.
Got to make a decision.
What are we going to, like, we're close. They were at the time, I think, 4 games out in their division, and I think 3.5 from the wild card. I think today the Reds are going to lose. I think the Brewers might lose.
Yeah.
We might be a half game or a full game back in the NL Central.
From the top spot?
They're there.
Wow.
They are creeping, my guy. They're creeping.
That is crazy.
Insane.
And who would have thought that seriously with how the season started? Because didn't they lose like 8 straight or something like crazy
that.
Number at the beginning?
Dude.
And it's crazy because all the Sox fans, I think they went 1-2 to start off with the Astros, who are obviously the defending world champs. And they won the first game, I think the White Sox did on opening day. And they kind of started off decent, and they're like, the Cubs suck. The Cubs are terrible. Yeah. And then now look at it, the White Sox, I mean, you're gagging weenies. You know what I mean? Literally, they're clearing house.
Yeah.
They're trading all their players. And I think they're just going into full rebuild mode. And the Cubs now are making a playoff push, like you said, which is crazy. So
It's insane, man.
Go Cubs, go! I got the W in my room.
Oh, I love it, dude. Dude, I love flying the W, man.
Fly the W.
Let me ask you this: when was the last time you caught a game at Wrigley?
I'm gonna be honest with you. The last time that I caught a game at Wrigley was 2016 when they won the World Series.
Wow, really?
They were playing the Giants, and I caught a home run ball by Dexter Fowler.
Let's go.
I think I still have the ball somewhere. I gotta find it. But that was the last time that I went to Wrigley.
Smokes.
I was in the bleachers out near center field, and I'm not even lying to you. The catch that I made to catch that ball was nuts. Like
you did tell me this before.
It was like to my right, and I like jumped up and I Odell'd it, and I fell on like a bunch of people,
That's right.
and the crowd went nuts.
Yeah.
And I will forever remember that. That was the year, obviously, that they went on to break the curse and win the World Series. That was the last time I've been to Wrigley.
Wow.
I think the last 3 or 4 baseball games I went to was at guaranteed rate.
Southside.
Cheap, easy.
Easy.
Quick little, glizzy dogs, whatever, put it down with the boys, and then just kind of roll out. But I
Shut
haven't
up,
been to
glizzies.
Wrigley. I think we need to get out there and go to a game.
I'm down, bro. I'm down. I love going to Wrigley.
Not all
man.
of us can get on the Marquee Network and do the game shows and everything, but maybe we can, get some bleacher seats and get out there and, have a couple dogs.
See what's good.
Glizzies do not hit the same if it ain't in the ballpark. And this is coming from a guy who puts it on the Snapchat story every time he gets that Costco glizzy, the foot long.
Amen.
I'm a big glizzy guy,
He is a
especially
big
even at
glizzy guy.
Portillo's or whatever it is, but nothing hits harder than at the ballpark.
Dude, there's
Correct
something
me if
about
I'm
it.
wrong, but you won't be correcting me.
120 game, Wrigley Field.
Sun's out.
75 degrees, slight wind.
Mm-hmm.
Great day.
Great day.
You're with your friends, drinking or not drinking, whatever it is.
Couple of ballpark beers, $45 beers.
$50 hot dogs.
$50 hot dogs. But you know what? It's going to be the best $95 you've ever spent.
Swear.
Cool, refreshing beer.
Swear.
Whatever you pay an arm and a leg.
Yeah.
You eat that dog. Hopefully the Cubs bring it home, fly the W. But that is crazy.
Yeah.
I think that between that momentum coming from Chicago, and you know what else has me kind of charged up?
Talk to me.
Is seeing some of these off-season, right before the preseason videos of the Bears in training camp.
Wow, I'm so glad you touched on that, bro. I've been following them for the last couple weeks. I mean, I'm a Bears fan. I'm going to preface that. Chicago, born and raised, huge Bears fan. I went to school in Wisconsin, Whitewater. It did not allow me to be a Packers fan. I couldn't see. I'm struggling right now. But anyways, I did not jump ship. I stayed true to my roots.
You had to stay
Shout
true.
out to the Bears.
You have to bear down.
Have to. And dude, I'm just gonna say this right now. I know it's early. I know everything is on paper, and paper doesn't win ball games. On paper, we can compete. I'm not saying Super Bowl. I'm not saying that. I'm saying we can compete with anyone. I think with anyone in the league. I really think we can. And if we can stay healthy, and this sounds like the vibes are high. A lot of 2018 vibes is what I'm hearing right now, which is when they got Khalil Mack. They traded for him. They just got Yannick Ngakoue. I may have butchered that.
Probably butchered it, but the name
Probably
sounds
butchered it.
awesome. I have no idea who that is. I'm not going to lie to you.
Dude, he's a stud defensive end. He's 28.
Oh, he's the one that he averaged like 8 sacks a season or something, right?
Since 2016, when he came in the league, he averaged 8 sacks every year.
Yeah, something like that. Okay,
Every year.
So maybe I do know who he is.
You want to know who had the most sacks on the Bears last year?
Who?
I want to say it was Jaquan Brisker. Our safety had the most sacks on the Chicago Bears defense last year.
I hear that he's been crushing it.
He's
too,
a dog, bro. He's a dog.
In the offseason and in this preseason training, he's been going crazy. I'm hearing a lot of things about team chemistry, that DJ Moore, Justin Fields connection. We've made some other big pickups, dude. It's got me teed up. Since I can remember, I've been a Tom Brady fan, right?
100%, yeah.
He's absolute ball gagger.
Love
I will
him.
admit it. I love him.
No, let's stop. He fucking loves Tom Brady.
Tom
You don't
Brady.
understand.
Seriously, I love him.
He does. He'll admit it.
Anybody that knows me knows that I love Tom Brady.
Loves
and if
him.
you don't know that I love Tom Brady, then you don't know me.
No, you don't.
Right?
You
So
really
anyways,
don't.
I was having this conversation a couple years ago, and what am I going to do when he retires? And my answer was, I think when Tom Brady retires and he's out of the league and he's gone, my heart will fall to Chicago. And I don't think that it could have come at a better time now that he's out of the league. He's retired. I cried. That chapter's gone.
Yeah.
My heart's got to fall back to Chicago. And I think that we've got some really solid momentum coming into this season because Aaron Rodgers is now on the Jets. He's gone. We know Minnesota. We know Kirk Cousins. We know he chokes.
In the big game.
In the big game, Kirk
does.
Cousins will
Always
choke.
does.
He always does. And with Detroit, we don't know what they're going to get. They showed a lot of life last season.
They did.
I think Detroit will be good this season, but I think if the Bears can somehow come together cohesively, bring the juice, bring the funk, because here's the one thing. The Achilles heel question with the Chicago Bears is what Chicago Bears team is going to show up on Sunday.
Great question.
Is it going to be the one where Justin Fields is going crazy? He's throwing the ball all over the place. We're getting great catches. Or is he going to be fumbling twice, throwing 3 picks?
Yeah.
Defense can't stop anything.
Right.
Can't even stop a glass of water from being dumped. You know what I mean?
For sure.
But if they can answer that question and show up week in and week out, because a lot of the games last year that they lost, they were within like 7 points, like one possession. A lot of them were.
I think it was honestly 3 or less.
It was like 3 or less.
They had I have to check this. There was a span. They were the highest scoring offense in the league. And they lost games, like you said, by 1 score. I think it was like
28, 27, 27, 24. Like
they could have won them easily.
Exactly.
Just couldn't finish the ball game.
So if they can answer some of those questions, man, I think they have a great chance at running and winning that division. And who knows, man? I mean, Justin Fields, if he can learn how to read those defenses a little bit quicker, make some smarter decisions, kind of know what to do, and just kind of take himself to that next elite status. I mean, dude, he almost broke the rushing record last year, did he not?
I think he was close.
He was very close.
He was there.
So then, if you can run like you've been doing, right? Stay healthy. That's obviously the biggest thing for any football team is you have to stay healthy, right? If he can continue doing that and he can also make an impact with that arm, because he's got a gun.
He's got a gun, bro. He does. He's nice.
I mean, who's to say he can't be a top 5 quarterback?
Why not?
Big J.
Big J.
Jay Fields, my boy.
And if you look at history and trends, right? So let's talk a little bit. I want to dive a little bit deeper because I love talking about this, dude. Year 3, Josh Allen, who did he get? What receiver did he get?
Is that when he got Diggs?
He got Diggs, right? He got his true number 1. Went up. Okay, and his stock went up, and he's only gone up since then. Jalen Hurts, year 3, who did they trade for and who did they get?
Devontae Smith.
A.J. Brown.
And they got A.J. Brown. That was last year.
They traded for A.J. Brown, and he led his team to a Super Bowl.
Got you.
So now we're in year 3 with Jay Fields in the league. Year 2 in the system. You get your true number 1.
DJ Moore.
DJ Moore. You have guys like Mooney and Claypool. You got
Tunyon.
You got Tunyon. You got Komet. You got a couple. You got some dogs. You got Roscoe Johnson, who they drafted 4th round from Texas. You also have Khalil Herbert. You got some guys.
You got some guys
on there. And
Khalil Herbert coming out of the backfield is pretty scrappy too.
He's quick.
He's quick.
And so I'm really big on the Bears this year, but the number one thing, and you know this too with any sports team, is the injury bug. If you can stay healthy, which in 2018 the Bears did, they had a lot of success. A couple things just didn't go their way. So hopefully this year we can stay healthy. We can get to a hot start, jump out the gates. We got Packers week 1.
Yeah.
I'm so fucking pumped, dude. I really think Bears can finish top 1 or 2. I think we could either, if we win the division we're in, if we come in second, we could be a sneaky wildcard team. I do. I really do. I think personally, number 1, I think number 1's going to be Detroit. I think they got a lot of team chemistry. They had a hell of a draft, hell of a free agency. The Bears are right behind them, though. Packers, you don't know what you're getting with Love.
I've been hearing Love has been kind of biting the bullet. He's been biting the bullet, my boy.
I've heard a lot of negative things out of camp. I've heard
throwing
a lot of
wide, throwing high, throwing low. But he's got big shoes to fill. I mean, you're a young guy coming into like arguably like a top 5 quarterback and Aaron Rodgers, a back-to-back MVP. Like Rodgers is Rodgers. But let's also say this. Yeah. Rodgers had very big shoes to fill when his guy before him left, Brett Favre, and he filled them.
Yeah.
So it's not like the shoes in Green Bay are unfillable, but it's a lot of pressure for a young guy, too, who's never really gotten a true chance.
Totally.
It doesn't really matter what you're doing in the preseason, brother. No. If you get it ready and you come out firing, you never know what he could bring to the table. Look at a guy like Brock Purdy last year. Came out of nowhere, right? What they call him, like Mr. Irrelevant?
He was, Mr. Irrelevant.
Went like 5-0 in the regular season. Took him to a couple playoff victories as well. I mean, to the NFC Championship.
Right.
And then he got hurt.
If he's healthy, what happens?
I know.
What happens?
If he's healthy, what happens?
You don't know. But to your point, man, I'm super jacked. I think there's a lot of good things coming out of the NFC North. In particular, I mean, the whole league, I'm excited for football,
I think there's a lot of good things just coming to the NFL in general.
There is. See, okay, so I want to talk about this real quick. So think about when we were younger, right? Let me think about middle school. So you're between 12 and 14.
Yeah.
You're young, right? You got Phillip Rivers, you got Peyton Manning, Tom Brady,
Drew
Rodgers,
Brees.
all the guys that are in their prime, right? Fast forward 10 years, right? It's a whole new wave of athletes. All these younger guys, they're younger than us.
I know.
And they're out there absolutely crushing it. I think it's just so unique and so, I think in some ways like weird to see that people who are younger than us just absolutely balling out
Just
on Sundays.
Balling out. I think it's in a lot of sports too. I don't know what it is with these younger generations.
It's crazy.
I don't know what was in the milk at those school cafeterias. I don't know what they're feeding them. But these younger guys, man, just coming up are just built different. Like if you look at our yearbook and you just try to draw from your memory on playing football in high school, think about how small and just scrawny a lot of our players were, even at the varsity level, even the seniors that we were playing with.
Right.
And you think about nowadays, looking at some of these guys just bulked up, faster than lightning, hitting like a Mack truck. I don't know, man.
I don't know, bro. Times have changed.
Times have definitely changed. I see some of these, I know you do too. You see these high schoolers in the gym.
I mean,
Pulling 350, 405 on deadlifts, man. You're benching 3 plates and you're 17. What are you doing?
I don't know, bro. I don't know what's going on. I don't know. I really don't know. I want to know, but
You want to know? You want to know what
hard.
it is though, and we were having this conversation kind of off the microphones months ago. But if you think about it, with the rise of social media, working out wasn't cool when we were younger.
No, it wasn't.
It wasn't cool. I think we might have touched on that in some earlier episodes, but like the fun thing to do when we were younger was to get on Xbox and play the Call of Duties and drink the Mountain Dew and eat the Hot Pockets and the frozen pizzas. Like that was cool. Riding around the neighborhood on bikes with your friends. Nowadays, you got, kids are extremely gifted with like gaming and all that kind of stuff when they're younger, or they're in the gym working out and like playing sports is cool and you're blowing up and you're going viral for it. But we didn't have that.
No, we did
Like
not.
playing sports was cool, but it was just kind of like, yeah, we're playing football or whatever. And then even after football practice, you and all your boys would go back and you'd open up the Cheetos Puffs and you'd play the video games, the Call of Duties and all that kind of stuff. But nowadays it's like, kids are blowing up on TikTok and IG and like working out is cool. And they're following the C-Bums and the Christian Guzmans and all that kind of stuff, the Jesse James Wests. And they have all of those motivating factors where like socially that is kind of the thing to do, right?
Yeah.
But it was different for us, which I think maybe answers that question in a little bit to some degree of why some of these kids nowadays, like you look at, Trace and all of his friends, like they love working out, grinding and all that.
They do.
That wasn't really what we were doing in high school.
We weren't. And I also think, too, a lot of these kids, they get cell phones at a younger age, too. So they're exposed to more of what's going on in the world.
When we did it.
Whether it's right or wrong, it's your opinion.
And they're getting
right?
smartphones, too. I got a cell phone going into 8th grade, but it was like an LG Slide.
Bro, my first phone was a Nextel walkie-talkie phone. You remember those?
I think if you showed me a photo, I would remember.
Dude, Nextel walkie-talkies. Shout out to people that know what I'm talking about. Like that's an OG phone. Literally, it was a phone. I had no texting on it. I could call, but I also could like walkie-talkie, like my mom. Hey, mom, I just got to Charlie's house, right?
Yeah.
Or whatever it was. And then I think it was either 8th grade or maybe freshman year. I had the rumor slide. Remember the rumor slide?
Oh my gosh.
Right? Dude, I still have
slide
mine.
guy.
I still have all my messages in there from when I was in
We got to
middle
look
school.
at those phones after this episode, or like the
my
Motorola
God.
Razor, or all that. I will always remember my brother getting the Razor, and he had that LG Slide.
It's the
It was like a
best.
silver guy that went straight up. But that was the difference. Is I feel like when we were younger, the parents got us the cell phones to communicate with them, to let them know where we were going. Nowadays, the kids are
Exactly.
getting these iPhones with the social media
Spot
and all that,
on.
man. It's just a different generation.
It's different, bro.
It is different.
It's different. We got to adapt to it. It is what it is. We just got to, whenever.
It's crazy to think about like where technology in the world is going to be for like our grandkids.
I think about it all the time.
Like the generation that comes from like
Right.
our kids and then those kids have kids. Think about where that's going to come. Because like even if you think about everything that we're looking at right now in this room with like the TV there and the laptop and the cell phone that's sitting here, think about how far it's come in our lifetime. Like
Great question.
laptops weren't really a thing when we
No.
were younger. We had like the home computer, we had the home landlines. TVs weren't looking like that, all portable. All this kind of stuff that we're doing, like this, what we're recording on right now with that iPad and everything, right?
Right.
Think about now where technology is going to go in like 2 generations for the grandkids. It's wild. It's kind of speechless. I don't even want to think about like quantum computing.
I don't.
You got AI. You have all that kind of stuff coming on scene. They've already got robots and everything doing a lot of jobs out there that we don't even know about.
No. We don't know about. I don't even want to know, bro.
I don't.
Dude, speaking of robots, I don't know if you've heard about this. I was watching a video, and I don't know why this happened, but these people, they were in a warehouse. I think it was like 20 people, and there was like 3 robots, and 2 of them they were able to disable, and 1 of them they were unable to disable. And I don't know what happened, but the robot killed 6 people.
Stop it.
Swear. I don't. I have to go. I saw a video on it on my timeline on Twitter, and I was like,
really freaky.
It's very freaky. I have to go back and look more why it happened, what was going on. I don't know the background. I just saw a quick clip, right?
Like, what are we doing, guys? Why are we putting all this AI and intelligence into these robots, thinking that it's not going to eventually? Have you seen the movie Ex Machina?
I have not. No, I have not.
You need to watch that movie, and I think anybody that's kind of dabbling in that AI space needs to watch that movie.
Ex Machina.
It's about like a billionaire that invites this really kind of like tech savvy, kind of nerdy guy out to his remote island, and he's been working with this AI, and he's really working on this experiment to kind of find the fine line between if you're able to tell that the artificial intelligence, like the robot, is fake or not.
Really?
Trying to build that relationship and kind of answering that question, like, can you tell? What is it, right? And so basically, long story short, like this guy comes out and he starts doing these experiments and he kind of starts falling in love with the robot. And you're kind of, teetering on that fine line on, can you tell if this is real or not? Is this the program? Is it real emotion? I'm telling you, watch that movie. Wow. I might have to watch that tonight. It's a really good movie.
Dude.
Very good movie.
Perfect night for a movie night.
Perfect
gloomy
night for a
day.
movie night.
Gloomy night.
I'm telling you, Ex Machina.
Yeah. Ex Machina. Okay.
Anybody out there listening, trust me, it's a great movie, Ex Machina.
I'll have to check it out.
It is incredible.
Have to check that out. Dude. Dude, what is I know we talk about a lot of sports here, man, and we got Tom Brady getting back in the booth, right? Tom Brady getting back in the booth.
He's going to be announcing this year?
I think it's this year. And he signed a mega deal.
I was going to say he signed a mega deal.
Like 10-year, $330 million. He was making more money
doing that than he was making playing.
20 years playing. Is that crazy?
But the thing is, that's the thing though. And that's one of the things that attributes to a lot of his success.
Yeah.
Is he was never the greedy guy. He never wanted to be the highest paid. He always said, pay the team because I want to win. He was notorious for taking pay cuts and restructuring contracts to be able to pay for a good O-line, a good defense, and some weapons on the outside. And it's crazy is he was never, besides obviously the couple years that he played with Randy Moss, he never had big name superstars outside of the hashes that he was throwing to.
No way.
This guy was making incredible teams off of solid defenses and a bunch of nobodies. Like, no, not to be disrespectful, but just like he was playing. You know what I'm saying? Like,
facts, yeah.
Nobody had heard of Chris Hogan before, or Danny Amendola, or even Julian Edelman, or any of these guys that he was winning championships with.
It's crazy.
Which is crazy. But I mean, he's been on fire. He's been in the news for being spotted with Kim K, and
don't do it, all
that kind of stuff. And now he's going to be coming back. I cannot wait to see him announcing games because I actually love when Tony Romo is announcing the games because he is so smart in the game of football. If you listen to him, he predicts a lot of the defensive coverages that these teams are running and a lot of the plays that are coming on like a 3rd and 6. He'd be like, "Oh, they should do this." Sure enough, they do that.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of perfect.
Yeah. Yeah.
But what else have you seen out there that's been going on?
Dude, there's it's a good segue right here. Highlight of the week, right? Highlight of the week.
Highlight of the week.
Let's
that
jump into
had
it.
me really charged up before I came over here.
Talk to me. What's your highlight of the week that you saw on social media that we need to share?
Might
with
be
people?
semi-controversial, but Andrew Tate got released off of house arrest, and I couldn't be more thrilled, man.
Yes,
I couldn't be more thrilled after 3 months in the Romanian dungeon in the prison, right? 3 months there.
Yes.
And 7 months of house arrest, not being able to leave. They finally granted him freedom. Obviously, he has to go back for the trial and everything whenever that comes. But he's, as of right now, free, walking the streets, just had his McLaren delivered. He is walking around town. He has to stay in Romania, so he can't just go all over, but he is free to leave his house, man, and I couldn't be more thrilled. The truth and real justice will come with that entire case, man.
It's true.
I'm pretty open with it, dude. I love Andrew Tate.
I know you are, and I'm a fan of Andrew Tate, and I do believe
the message.
That's what I'm gonna say. I like his message, and when you really listen to him, he's very articulate with his words.
Very smart.
He's a very smart guy, and he's very. I want to say he's programmed himself to be this individual. Like it's a lot of self-improvement.
It is.
He does it, and it's really showing. Whatever your thought is on him, that's fine. I don't give a shit. You can like him, you can hate him.
Exactly.
It doesn't matter. I don't give a fuck. But I mean, you have to at least admire that he's really investing in himself, investing in himself, what he believes in, what he wants to, the message he wants to portray to the younger men and generation.
To the younger men and to the younger generations is key. And to anybody that might be sitting here and like, oh, I fucking hate Andrew Tate. Please do a little bit of research. Listen to his real message and listen to the things he actually says. Yeah, we get it. He said some crazy stuff at the beginning about relationships with women or like women's roles to kind of gain virality. It was all a publicity stunt. I don't think he actually really believes any of that. And if you kind of see some of the later videos, he kind of talks about like, I don't know if I necessarily believe all that stuff. I kind of said it to gain popularity and to gain the platform, which he has now. But if you listen to anything that he said now for the last like year or two, since he actually kind of came on course, it's all about holding people accountable, working your butt off for what you want. It's all about, nobody's going to feel sorry for you or hand you anything. You got to get up even on the days where you're hungover, it's gloomy, you don't want to do it, right? But you still got to get it done because you owe it to yourself and to your wife and your family that you're taking care of and to the people around you that you care about. And that's his true message. And that's why I love him, because I think us as men, and especially these younger generations, you need to hear this kind of stuff. And it's true. It's all true. Everything that he's talking about in that sense is very true. So, man, I'll die by the sword. I'll stand on that hill. I love Andrew Tate. Justice and the truth is coming. He was released. Here we go, man.
Here we go.
I'm teed up. And the new McLaren he got is fucking dope.
Dude, this guy's got so many fucking cars, dude. It's insane. But he's worked his ass off for it. I'll give him that.
And if you listen, dude, he's been absolutely just been getting investigated to a T from all these different organizations, running through all of his backgrounds and all that kind of stuff, and they're finding nothing.
It's ridiculous.
Facts are facts. If they're not finding anything, nobody's coming forward. There's no evidence on him. And let's also clear up, too. They say that he was arrested, right? And he's been under these allegations for human trafficking. No, it was not sex trafficking. The accusations were that he had emotionally manipulated these 3 women into making TikToks in his house, and he was taking the money from the TikTok. So if you actually look up the true definition of human trafficking, it's getting people to do things against their will for money. Hence the TikToks, right? He was making them, right?
Yeah.
Make these TikToks and taking the money. It
Quotes,
wasn't,
by the way,
it wasn't
for
like
people
he was
listening.
kidnapping girls in like the movie Taken and selling them for sex or any of that. No. So it's like, if you think that's what it was, again, I say, go back and do a little bit of some research. I don't want to get fired up about it, because I will.
I can see that.
I'm very passionate because I am a firm believer in Andrew Tate and his message. But justice is coming.
Justice is coming. Justice is coming.
The truth will set you free, Andrew, if you're listening to this, because he says he pays attention and he notices the people that are on his side.
Yeah.
We've been supporters, man, from day one. At least I have. I don't want to speak for you.
Yeah,
but I have.
Dude, 100%, man. We're here right with you, Andrew.
Free Tate,
yes,
Cobra
sir.
Tate.
Free Cobra Tate. But listen, man, we've talked to the people. I think this is a good segue.
Yeah.
I mean, trying to keep our internal pods around 30 minutes.
Right around 30 minutes. Doesn't need to be anything too crazy.
Fluid. Yeah.
We didn't want to get like too deep today. Just kind of wanted to get together and like not everything has to be so serious. We had put out a message on our story, right, on the Instagram
Instagram
what
page.
People wanted us to talk about, sports, Cubs, some lighter material kind of came up. So we kind of wanted to keep this one, just kind of fun, light.
Yeah.
Nothing too crazy. And it was kind of funny that your buddy had posted right on there that he wanted us to talk about the Cubs. And what was on the TVs? The Cubs game just ended, and they had the best record in the MLB since the All-Star break. So I was like, why don't we just talk about that today?
It's a great topic.
Talk about the Bears, the preseason, because I think the Jets and the Browns just played last week in the Hall of Fame game preseason.
Yes, sir. Yep.
Football's coming. Sports are coming.
Yes.
All of us are getting jacked up. I can't wait.
Yeah.
For sports to start, man, because we've had nothing since the NHL and the NBA Finals ended a couple months ago. We've had nothing. I mean, obviously baseball, but baseball's a very long season. It's a very long season. So, but those playoffs are going to about 2 months away. October, 2 months away. End of September, and then October is usually when the MLB playoffs start coming. So. Got a lot of sporting things to be excited about and to look forward to.
Yes.
There's nothing better than getting together with some good friends on the weekends, especially on Sundays with the boys, grilling up some good food, cracking some coldies, doing what you got to do, and just watching, a full day of sports.
I love it, dude. I
think my buddy, shout out OVO, Chris Overton, he posted on his story about like some some jailbroken Fire Sticks. I'm sorry if I botched that the first time.
Oh, okay.
Where you can get like every single game, all the pay-per-view fights, like Jake Paul's fighting tonight, like be able to get that.
Yeah.
I think it's only $100. I think I'm going to get it specifically for the NFL season because you can get every single game, even if it's not like in the market, right? Like we're in the Chicago area, so they're going to be showing like the Chicago Bears games or whatever.
Always, yeah.
You can get any game.
It's crazy.
I think I'm going to get that Fire Stick.
Let me know.
I might have to. Jailbroken, $100. I think it's worth it because even if you just get like NFL ticket, it's like $350.
It's expensive, bro.
And that's just for that, and you don't even get all the games.
You don't.
So it's like, why not pay $100? And I think on the Fire Stick you can get every movie, all shows, and everything, right? The Prestige, which is one of my favorite movies.
Yeah.
But I'm telling everybody, watch Ex Machina tonight.
Ex Machina. Check it out. Stay tuned. We got episode 4 dropping on Tuesday. Thank you guys for listening, subscribing.
Yeah.
Everything.
Thank you guys. And he's a little hungover. Let me take this.
I'm struggling here.
Thank you guys so much for listening, watching, viewing, and subscribing. Honestly, thank you so much. We have been getting so much love and feedback, positive feedback on the first 3 episodes that we have dropped. I know listening to this, it's going to be a little bit behind.
Yeah.
But thank you guys. You keep us motivated. You really just make us want to get back on the mics and just keep giving you guys great, authentic, real content. Even on days like today where we're just kind of shooting the shit, talking about sports, coming together. Yeah. This is what we really do.
That's all we do.
We're just giving you guys what we normally do, and we're just recording some of the stuff. The deeper conversations are great, but sometimes the boys just want to talk sports.
That's all we want to do.
Keep it light. So we hope you enjoyed this one. Thank you guys so much. We'll catch you on the next one. Peace. Free Tate.
Dude, I'm fucking struggling.
I know you're hungry too. You got to get some grub in you, my boy.